Hello, we are back in Pathfinder, heading towards the trading post. But we always fight the random encounters.
You have my attention. Tashani Savitu. Tashani Savitu. Share your will.
Interesting.
Share your troubles.
Together we are unstoppable.
Okay, now I've got shears. Never going to use that, so I'll move. That'll do.
Don't
Okay.
hesitate.
What for Gorum?
Let us strike as one!
Die, die, die!
Repent!
Ah, shit, missed that.
Do not falter! Let the attack commence!
Ah, I was dead.
Unworthy.
I am your
Nothing
shield.
bars
It.
my way.
Yeah, what a waste of time that was. I know they're meant to be random encounters, like, but you think they would have more. Just 2 wolves. Whatever they are.
Step, step, step.
Ah, good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the stolenlands rather than just arriving. But without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It'll boost trade, but all these noise will bring with them. Well, that's none of our concern. I bet you can't wait to. Fog seems to be thinning, but we should now wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I'll gather some supplies for the journey to make sure you can enjoy your trip back to bed. I was just going to teleport me straight there.
Good work.
Thank you.
Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people.
You fucking doubted me,
Not
you on
many would
about?
have managed to set out to the
Did I want fucking
stolenlands
spy?
and return with the Staglord's head, but I knew you could handle it.
Yeah, I'm wearing his hat.
Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baroness
Yes.
before the High Society of Rostov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the stolenlands if you wish, but this time as a ruler.
I am the Baroness!
But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections. Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Eldori. He's my adopted
there we
son
go, look.
and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
That's it, a young half-orc with impeccable poise performs a textbook perfect battle.
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravet.
But she's not bothered that I killed him.
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation. What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Isia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror
Coral
showed
the
up
Conqueror.
and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal.
Was it fucking Game of Thrones?
The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Surtova,
It's Game of
Orlovsky, and
Thrones.
Lebeda, once ruled over Isia. We, the Aldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Coral the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Isian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by we, the Aldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the royal house Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty. And the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be. Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Surtova, the former kings of Isia, but their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Surtova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question.
Okay.
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Isians hold over us is humiliating and costly, and the
But they want to be
Surtovas
their own
won't give us
state.
our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going? The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely.
What?
My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Maegor Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
Huh. Interesting.
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Aldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Coral's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Isians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere.
What part does Restov play in this game?
Restov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Aldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius.
Talia is already here. Why did she let me drown it?
Actually, she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Surtova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory.
She's going to try and ally
If
with us, it
she's
sounds of it.
decided to allow you to become a Baroness, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the stolen lands give the Isians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an
Yeah, I don't
optimistic
think that's
view.
gonna happen.
And truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the
She's gonna offer me an
Sertovos.
alliance, mate.
The more likely scenario is that Natala
Yep.
wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least
Oops.
one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Isians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice.
Oh yeah, you're gonna say that?
Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils. How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game.
In the game now,
And
laddie.
today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players.
That's fucking little finger. He's
I
dead.
hope you have a better
Spoiler
understanding
alert.
of what's at stake. Don't think I'm trying to impose a nanny or a spy on you. We're neighbors now. You'll need someone knowledgeable about Brevoy's politics to act as an ambassador to your court. If you don't like Cecile, you're free to choose someone else. Enjoy your evening.
We can choose somebody else. Andia. Handsome, well-dressed young man about 70 years old looks with you with a polite smile. The famous slave of Staglord's gown, soon to be Baroness. Please make your acquaintance. My name is Landa. Today I'm here incognito under my circumstances. Quite to keep one leanings to itself. Oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I want to speak to you about. See, I'm heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. Not say which, but believe me, a newly appointed Baroness with no connection would do well with a friend like me. Fellow country and secret about servants, so I see it myself. But face to face with people my family would never approve of, and I never asked. Huh. Oh, I know Jamandi wants to impose the steps on you as emissary to provide. Refuse, take me instead, don't look at my age. Well, they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword. I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'd get used to you, but not in the future after I have a firm position in my family. Okay. Not from here, just visiting. Oh, the country secret about servants. He looks a bit shady. Yeah. God. Yes.
What's in wait
Yes.
for me there, I
Yes.
wonder.
Arrow. Hard. Yes. Yes. Man's jaw's closed, hide rippling muscles beneath them. Looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Henry Streloi. And you must be the Staglord's butcher. I'm sorry, I just forgot your name, but you look it out. You took out Staglord and his gang, so Sarlon Jamandi is granting your take this place right. Traces my lands lie to the west of you. Neighbours now. Don't deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my dwarves had a slightly bigger army. Randy would have simply given all of us the land. Last I doubt how many soldiers to disposal. That you urgently made barons, eh? Price if you could farm. Circus said that good for ballots measure merits. Yeah, he's a bit of a twat. Fabian. Ez Vanki Keeg. Handsome man with a well-beaten face. Unlike the rest of the guests in festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. He's like a religious guy. Only literally has his other symbol. Allow me to introduce myself, High Priest of Esther. Give him many gods. Pray to Abadar, patron of stairs, and Arasma, gatherer of souls. There are many miracles, but there's no denying that Staglord has still in this congregation here. No wonder people here lived off farming and hunting. Nobles dressed in stilts and satin stand out from the poor. Priests wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. Point. Bring law into stolenlands is difficult. Breakfast. Okay, didn't like that. What is that? It's Cat Lady!
Will you drink with me?
Oh, it's Cassie.
Oh, yes. There's no wine in the world that tastes as rich as victory. But still, there's nothing wrong in cheering your successes with wine. But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with
I
Lady
know, you
Audrey
little bitch.
might have offended you.
Actually liked it.
But this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party. I hope you will
That's
forgive
cool
me
as
for
fuck.
this weakness and for my harsh words. And I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
Apology accepted.
As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine, possibly full of great treasures? A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira,
Ira.
and it just so happens to be located in the lands that today become rightfully yours.
Not a coincidence.
My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
Sure, I'll go treasure hunting.
I'm sure you'd like to finally gain your official title and celebrate your victory. And I don't like noisy parties and ceremonies. Find me when you return to your dominion. So long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
Trail me.
Oh, that's not Natalie Lassen. Yeah. Mary. Lindsay.
Step, step.
Engavan. And he's obviously more comfortable in Battlefield than he is in Nobles. He's well built, but the expensive ways to his way doesn't quite fit properly. So it was borrowed. Okay. Let me introduce myself. I'm Engavan, the ruler of Dunswell. Able to like you about to be Baron. Great job with the Staglord, by the way, not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits. You could tell my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. I'm able to say, that's of a mercenary team. We're Barling host. There's no matter. Don't wait for Germanic for this time. The task was simple. We waltzed in the area, cleared it with most of the crazy monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. That bound in a land of our own. It was peasant play. I've killed all monsters. Strongly like the only way it could be. See that lad, Baron Driller? Not like us. Knows what generations of Baron he is. Didn't it take my hand, you and me? Like dirt beneath his boots, that's why he was like us. Okay, he's pretty cool. Agar Van.
Time becomes distance.
Who did he say was a twat? Radar smell like.
Forwards! No backwards, backwards!
Radar. Oh, I think it was him on it. Who is it? Go on then, let's talk to these ones. I can't talk to it. I tell us just some familiar old lady in a low voice. On noticing you, she breaks into Sugar's sweet smile. You were only tough but quick what coming up on your foot to enjoy it while it lasts. Or while you can. That threat. I would never warn you in case you don't fully realise that fate is what you're doing. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be first to endure a strike. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in Pendant Run. Your situation, most real course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rules of avoid the noble houses. The Kadari won't dare to rebel. Here we go, she's already said to do something. Lugiman has already attempted to impose a guard on you, as Emerson, I'm guessing a low pawn steps on the green-skinned boy. But to you, of course, but I recommend you a different number. Please meet Chandria Mivri. I ain't fucking picking her, look how old she is.
Step, step, step.
Melden man with full sideburns looks at your interests in golden eyeglass. Well, now, if it isn't the year of the festive budget of our dear man. Pull this off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your part was even better ball of my best Pixie wine against you. Oh, as it has Pixie. Lord may have rest of I rule this town and adjacent lands as you cover name. Or the law. But boys' politics seem complex. Being part of Rostov, the spirit of Northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. Many jobs prolong the life of her. Still the largest landowners and main military force in the region, but not for gratitude upon Mayor. What kind of events were you talking about? Ruling house. Imagine it. Old man Sherelle conquered our land too. Don't want to pose, but I don't boundaries. Paid for poses. I'm more trouble myself doing. Please let me on you. You will need resources to establish itself from what we've told. You are somewhat in need of financial assistance. I can organise and supply everything you need. The construction is spread out the cost of an extremely favourable terms. I could immediately pursue, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start in exchange. I would ask a small favour. Though you pay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting builder. Fuck that. If that's not a fucking deal with devil, I don't know what it is. I'm good, Tar.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings? My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Oh, is it? So we got a choice of Cecile, Sandra, or Yolanda. You know what? Let's just go for Yolanda. Fuck it.
Oh, the heir of House Lebeda. Naive enough to think no one would recognize him here. I wouldn't trust him. Who knows what he has in mind?
House of... Heir of House Levner. Wait, can I talk to him about that now?
What's in wait for me there?
Damn it. Feels like a bit of a shady fuck, but the older, so...
So, how do you like? Excellent. Lords and ladies, today we are here
Where's
to
me
honor
crown?
3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Mager Varn, the conqueror of Dunsworth,
Yeah, Mega's alright.
and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Staglord's bandits. Step forward.
I'm so tiny.
On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Hip hip hooray! I have some land.
Victory. The Staglord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Oh yeah. Greetings, Baroness. Greetings. Welcome, Your Grace. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Mandy transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. Not one to bestow honours, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you both of your new capital citizens. Edward's former stronghold to arriving city. We'll travel fast, and the first set have already arrived. The new ones approaching as we speak. Are you visiting Restov, which has been done here? Your benefactors, the Alora, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions. Are there any citizens I should know about? All the acquaintance Jehudis right here, still as close, normally don't like cities much, eager to serve you. Also, let me say from Brevard is here, waiting for you in your room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. Blind elf. Desna. Only knows how. Managed to get here. Things are peaceful, even pleasant weather. Okay. I swear I've never seen anything like the whole Sliver city. They were feeling proud as a rule. Let's have a look around. Let's decide to build our house. Okay. It's wet near the lake and windy up on the hill. I'll find a place for garbage at our neighbours' heads though. There's a wheel on my land, it's mine. Could you have got rid of those monsters and bandits? No. Cheers, mate. Out of every town, its main square, we plan to hold some free festivals and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. You want to see my goods? Alright, come on, get on with it. Fucking hell. Greetings, Your Grace. You turn to the right from the street square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Tavern Ale is blessed by Caden Kelly himself, I swear, and the lady who owns it is a gem. What the fuck is that statue? I can breathe fire. Welcome, Your Grace, glad to serve you. Get back to work, you lazy cunts. Grace, those hard guards, they keep sitting in order. Well, obviously. Go and do it as captain somebody. That fucking harem stood there. Observation platform? I mean, I won't go that far, it's just a fucking cliff. Oh, Jesus. Welcome to your bounty, where you're about to make the unyielding stolenlands a prosperous kingdom. There is a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance. Found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions. Oh, fucking man, how are you meant to read that quick? Now we've reached the main chamber. This is a throne room where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Enjoy your attention to this large map. Depicting your bounty and its surroundings will mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Oh, it is Lando. I did pick him, nice one. Hello, my dear friend. I'm glad to see you in good health. I don't see how you remain so steady in these circumstances. In truth, I shouldn't worry. Effort. Baron will become rich. And right. Bounty effects. Unity +6, loyalty +6, military +3, economy +3, divine +3, arcane +3, stability +3. New event, trade agreement with Satova. As Vanki's offer, pillage of the Temple of the Earl, rebuild the Temple of the Earl, research nature. You can change the difficulty level of your bounty at any time, set it to automatic, deal with most governments. This will prevent from unlocking any government. This really seems to be a new thing for you. I'll put them out as simply. There are two kinds of issues that the Baroness address, boring ones and amusing ones. You have servants and advisors to handle all the boring problems, and you give them orders wherever it pleases you. Sometimes any urgent matter will arise, a dragon attack or noble dignity. Events like these demand the Baroness's personal presence on the capital. Okay. According to ancient tradition of Bravoy and most of the river kingdoms, lords in these parts find it convenient to receive visitors and chop off heads at the beginning of each month. Now, well, the traditions can be tedious, but nevertheless I advise you to visit the capital on important day. Here's the main thing: you should start choosing people to fill the key positions right away. Our clerics, Jehud and Tristian, are the first to beg for an audience. I'll leave you to your thoughts for now, but I'm sure you make wise. With grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baroness. Confident that you were to bring order to these lands. But to be honest, this isn't exactly what we want to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happens at the Temple of Elk. It all makes sense. As yet, one thing is clear: there's powerful curse at work. Cut to the very essence of the sacred place, supernating putrid. And discuss whether to do this. Now there's a new world. Tristan and I believe the curse is not simply dispersed on its own. There is a place in the Kappa ruins with locals to the curse. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place and felt the same. There is a bold hilltop not far from it, north of the capital. There's a crowning town of life. Locals believe the rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. No good trace of such. Yeah, the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. Rotting wood closed up. I would happily come to you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristian. We've been to this hilltop, it's barren but filled with dense atmosphere. Just have grown in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve the issue. Okay. Beg your pardon, your grace, for interfering with your getting drastically bound. I'm sure you have more pressing matters.
My life is a
Baronry
burden.
has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They are as follows as population, loyalty, military, economy, divine, relations, stability, magic, culture, and espionage. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well, or negative factors are placed in your way. Don't let your bounty stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot. Your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has a certain milestone ranked within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank 1 and not corresponding advised position for that stat. Further development of that stat and then upgrades its rank will possible only if you have the item available. When you have bounty, will require 1 advisor for each stat. May appoint your companions as well as some of the stolen citizens. Each of the timbers these characters are qualified to hold it. All characters will serve you right away, some will need convinced. Okay. Each advisor acts on its own ideology. They have their own opinions and everything on that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters, governments, puzzle, your own. Open the advisor tab on the right side of the screen, click on empty slot and select characters to point them as advisor. Every bounty stat gains a bonus from specific abilities. Pointed advisor is accessed the bonus in the upper right corner of the advisor's tab. Only advisors may address the problem with opportunities to events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Use your name. Mama. I'm a Jamland. Whatever. I'm a Jamonia. I'm a Jamonia. Mama Jamonia. Let's have that. Yeah, what do I have to do then? Advisors. Okay, this is population. Octavia always strives to solve problems peacefully. Always strives to follow the letter of the law. Lander makes decisions that favour both his own interests and those of the Baron. Go on, Lander. Fucking get in there, mate. Stian. Mary favours the direct approach. Ragnar is hot-headed and direct. I've got a Mara. I ain't got anyone for that. Jahud does his best to solve problems without disrupting local conditions. Harren favours unusual but effective solutions. Fucking Harren. Hey, that's everyone apart from this one. Candidates for that position. Claim the outskirts as part of your kingdom. Really? 7. Project costs 150 BP. Requires 14 days. What the fuck, how many BPs do I have? Okay, what are these then? I piece the best stuff from Rusty with a strong interest in spreading the Staglord's faith across this region. He's eager to build a shrine dedicated to rest on your lands, but at his own expense. Accept this offer. You wish to gain a useful ally in your place of worship. Ooh, Harram actually likes that. Under the Temple of Elk and rob it all the remaining treasure, plus 150 BP, Brent's futurist. That's a bit of a dick move, that, isn't it? No. That costs 100, price 60. Other temples form a glory-making extent of Estrel's worship. Down there unlocks a special region upgrade for its pillaging of. Research into nature of curses. Davik Nell. Plus 2 divine. Plus 2. I just get 150 back for pillaging it. Only costs 7 days. Would gain an ally if I did that. Building it to Aristil. What's this though? That also makes it a center for Aristil. And he's doing it at his own expenses. Okay. Yeah, Aram can't do that because he's that one and just okay. That's all I can do for now.
We thought? So little time.
Okay, we'll save it here. Now we've got the Baroness. Kingdom thing's gonna be interesting. Or end up fucking it up
My
and
life is a
losing it
burden.
all, like, but hopefully you've enjoyed watching that one, and we'll be back next time when we do some kingdom management and see what else we need to do. See you later.